Hi, welcome to this part of my review featuring the Konosuba God's Blessing on This Wonderful World TRPG. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review, featuring this role-playing game based on the popular isekai'd series, please check out the playlist in the description below. And remember, if you like the background music, check out Naomi's channel, the link will be in the description as well. This time, we are going to talk about what are obviously the best choices when it comes to starting classes. We begin with the Adventurer. The Adventurer is a class with no prerequisite conditions, made for those who have either decided not to acquire any class or who cannot. That said, the Konosuba TRPG has no starter classes with requirements to obtain. Adventurers can learn the class skills of other classes. This means the class is suited for experts. Essentially, you need knowledge of every class skill in order to better support the other members of the party, or to attack the enemies directly, or to protect or heal yourself, etc. Now, what this means is that because the adventurer has pretty average attributes, somewhat low hit points and magic points, this class simply doesn't excel at a specific task or role. It's more like a generalist class, and you only have one skill. This is the Additional Blessings skill, a skill representing the beginner's luck of an adventurer. You gain one extra blessing during pre-play. This effect is negated if the character is not currently the adventurer class. We will talk about blessings in a future part of this review, so you could be thinking this class could be a bit useless. But the special thing about this class is that you can learn skills from other character classes. Let me talk a bit about the special rules of the adventurer class. First, an adventurer will always gain the skill Additional Blessings on character creation. All other skills are acquired from other classes' skills and can be leveled up as they would be for their native class. When an adventurer levels up, they can either gain class skills from other classes or raise the skill levels of their existing skills. Typically, an adventurer cannot acquire advanced class skills or enemy skills. However, with the GM's permission, an adventurer may be able to acquire an advanced class skill or enemy skill. When you need to refer to the enemy's level, change it to mean the character's level instead. I think that you should handle this carefully because, as a GM, if you allow the adventurer to learn the skills of monsters and even advanced classes, this character class is just going to be too overpowered, in my opinion. When it comes to the occupation adventurer and the class adventurer, adventurers are sort of jacks of all trades, represented by the Adventurers Guild, who do various tasks. Many of the jobs are dangerous, such as hunting monsters, and because adventurers are generally armed, they are now partnered with the guild, which guarantees their status and handles the administration side of things for them. This is the occupational adventurer. However, there are some, though very few, adventurers who choose adventurer as their class. This is such a case. Thus, the word has two different meanings. But because there are extremely few adventurers with the class adventurer, it doesn't seem to be causing too much confusion. Then we have the warrior. The warrior is a commonly seen class among adventurers. Often demanded to serve as both the party's sword and its shield, they find most of their success in quests like monster hunting. However, their attack power and defense power greatly depend on their weapons and armor. Warriors must ensure they buy good quality equipment appropriate for their level in order to be at their best during combat, meaning they will need greater rewards to maintain their way of life. This is one reason high-level warriors are so expensive to hire. Unlike the adventurer character class, but like all of the other base classes, the warrior has many skills, around 20 skills. I will read some of them to you so that you can get a better idea on how this character class plays. You have the all-purpose defense skill, the skill to deftly use your weapon or shield to repel enemy attacks. Training has made your defense reactions unconscious, so your weapon practically moves to defend on its own. You also have cover, the skill to defend your comrade by sacrificing yourself. There's also down swing, the skill to swing your weapon down with all your might to attack. The stronger you are, the more damage will come from it. You also have Indomitable, the skill to recover from poor physical condition through sheer resistance or by taking up the proper posture. We also have Last Resort, the skill to attack with reckless abandon, without bothering to think about dodging enemy attacks. And there is Unseen Strike, the skill to strike so swiftly that the blade of your weapon is unseeable. So this is obviously the class that you want to have in the front line of a battle. Then we have the Priest. Priests use the power of faith to create many different kinds of miracles in adventuring parties. They typically focus on healing and support. Due to how important they are, every group will want to make sure they have one. Fortunately, there is no shortage of priests who choose the dangerous adventuring life. They are in great demand in the Adventurers Guild, and there's always a few loitering about the place. Apparently, some priests are more villainous, abusing the desirability of their skills to take advantage of parties and then leave them high and dry. The Church of Eris, which worships the goddess Eris of course, is the largest religious organization in this world, and most adventuring priests are of that sect. Let me read some of the skills. You have Bless, a spell that grants good fortune. Those who receive it will be blessed in all their ventures. You have Cure, a spell that uses the power of the gods to detoxify the target or otherwise bring them back to a normal state. Then there is Haste, a spell that quickens the flow of time for the target, allowing them to move faster. Then we have Holy Armor, a spell that increases the target's defensive abilities with the favor of the gods. We also have Reverse Heal, a spell that inflicts pain on the undead by using healing magic. Then we have Sacred Light, the skill to turn prayers to the gods into magical power and heighten your magic abilities. The Priest class obviously works best when used as a full-time healer, and to boost the other members of the party. Then we have the Wizard. The Wizard is a class that controls magic and frequently ends up being the brains of the party. This is because magic is treated like an academic subject in many parts of the world, and most wizards have received higher education. They are commonly employed as government officials, military advisors, and doctors as well. Still, natural talent is crucial when it comes to using magic. Because of this, it is widely known how excellent wizards from the Crimson Magic clan are. Among adventurers, wizards are a comparatively rare class, and there are many parties without a wizard in them. Let me read some of the skills. You have Ankle Snare, a spell that uses magical power to snare the target's ankles and stop them from moving. You also have Blade of Wind, a spell that slices an enemy with a blade of wind, obviously. Then we have Fireball, a spell that creates a ball of fire and shoots it. Then we have Lock, a spell for undoing traps using magic or locking things like doors. Then we have Mana Ascendance, a skill that transforms strong emotions into magical power to increase magic damage. We also have Stone Shield, a spell that creates a shield or wall made of stone to heighten physical defenses. Now this class is perfect to damage or hamper the enemy in some way, but you still have some utility-based or boosting-based spells and skills. Then we have the Thief. Among adventurers, thieves are the most common class after warriors. Like warriors, they go on the offense in combat. The thief truly shines during dungeon exploration, however. A thief's skills are indispensable for dealing with all the dangerous traps found in dungeons. They also have many skills related to acting covertly, making them a class that's capable of fulfilling a variety of roles. Many of their class skills include learning such talents. Their versatile array of class skills means two thieves could be completely different depending on what they learn. Let me read some of the skills. You have Bind, the skill to entangle someone in your whip. You have the Dashing skill, the skill to immediately move without making preparatory motions. There's also the Enemy Detection skill, a skill that represents your ability to sense threats to yourself and perfectly react, even when caught off guard. You also have Snakebite, the skill to increase the power of an attack by deftly manipulating your dagger or whip. Your weapon strikes at the enemy's vital spots, like a snake. Then we have Steal, of course, which allows you to steal an item or money from a target. And of course, there's the Trap Disarm skill, a skill that represents your deep knowledge of trap construction of all kinds and your ability to undo them. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part, we are going to take a look at the more specialized character classes. I really consider these base classes to be perfect starting classes because of the variety of skills. Depending on the gear that you have equipped and the skills that you have trained, your thief could be quite different from the other thief. Your warrior could be more focused on defense rather than offense. But you still have those character roles. The thief is always going to be a better scout when compared to the warrior. But if you don't have a thief and you have a wizard, you can use a spell to somewhat fill in the utility gap left by the absence of that class. So this perfectly allows you to create a party that only has certain character classes, but because of the choices of skills, there's always a good chance to succeed in any quest that you undertake. And I think that the best way to go about things as you level up is to take a few levels in one or two of these classes, move on to more specialized classes, and then focus on an advanced class. But if you have decided to choose Adventurer as your character class, maybe you want to stick to the Adventurer class throughout your adventuring career. After all, there could be a chance that you could learn some useful skills from monsters or even advanced classes. As long as you are okay with being a generalist class or a jack-of-all-trades, master-of-none sort of adventurer. Thank you for watching this part of the review. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that have been supporting the channel by sending right-through RPG gift certificates. If anyone else wants to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.